Finally, Friday, Chris Allen, and your weather for the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, sponsored by Ace Market, no, Ace Hardware Marketplace. Ace Marketplace Hardware. Either way, you get the drift. Ace is the place, and it's placed right there. Okay, lots to talk about this morning with what is now again, and I talked about this yesterday, the possibility of Ian becoming a hurricane again, and it is. It is a category one as of almost 5 o'clock on this Friday morning. Here is the view from here via satellite, and you can see the outer cloud bands as expected getting into far eastern Kentucky right now. Now, as far as rain is concerned, there's not a lot of that anywhere close to us. It's just a lot of upper clouds associated with Ian. And some of those clouds will try to skirt into parts of eastern and central Kentucky today. But based on the latest information that we're getting from the National Hurricane Center on Ian, it does not appear that we're going to see much in the way of rain around here because of the track, which has changed. And I mentioned that yesterday. It could change enough to where we get a lot of rain or we hardly get any, if any, rain at all. Here is the latest on Hurricane Ian. Yes, it went to a tropical storm for a while, and it has gone back to a Category 1 hurricane just offshore from Savannah this morning, and is predicted to stay a hurricane as it lands somewhere in South Carolina, just a bit, maybe just some of the outer banks of southeastern South Carolina. And there you see that little jaunt, that little movement to the left or to the west as a tropical depression later tomorrow into tomorrow evening as it downgrades and goes through North Carolina and the Virginias. The current path and the weakening that we're looking at with Ian shows that we're just not going to see that much in the way of rain. Parts of eastern Kentucky will still get some rain out of this, but we've pretty much taken out any rain chances around here. Although I do think we'll see some cloud cover, some of those outer cloud bands of Ian as we get into the day tomorrow afternoon, especially, and into Sunday. There could be a sprinkle or two, but otherwise, we're just not even going to get much of a glancing blow from this system at all, the way it's currently tracking. As we look at temperatures this morning, here's the Kentucky Mesonet Network and showing lots of 40s again, maybe just a few degrees warmer than yesterday at this hour, though down at the Cumberland River near Burkesville, 38 at this hour, 48, 10 degrees warmer in Scottsville and here in Bowling Green, although at the Southern Ag Expo Center location of the Kentucky Mesonet, 44. There's a 41 over toward the Land Between the Lakes, 47 up in Grayson County, 45 in Hart County. About like it's been most mornings, with that little nip in the air, enough to have you put on a jacket or a sweater as you head out the door this morning. Future temperatures, let's take a look. Let's see if we're going to get any warmer or any cooler. And we're really pretty much going to stay the same as we have. Now, yesterday's high was 73 officially at the Bowling Green Airport. The average is 79, so we were 6 degrees below the average for this time of the year. So we're starting in the 40s this morning. We'll go low 70s, 73. Since we hit 73 yesterday, I'm going to go probably 74, 75 this afternoon for Bowling Green. It will be cooler to the north and just a tad warmer to the south. Very stable atmosphere. We get down into the mid to upper 40s tonight, around 48 or so for a low, just 2 or 3 degrees warmer than this morning. And then with additional clouds tomorrow, I think that's going to keep us in the low to mid 70s. We'll call it mainly sunny. It's not going to get um, cloudy until you go, say, closer to I-75, and look what that does to the temperatures. We'll be in the 70s here in Bowling Green along I-65, but you get over toward I-75, and that's where it's going to be cloudy and cool. Somerset about 61, and then you get over to where you're likely going to see some rain over toward Knoxville, Pikeville, Huntington, Charleston, Ashland, 50s for high temperatures. That's because of the canopy of clouds and the light rain that is supposed to move in with the remnants of Ian. By this time tomorrow, it'll be either a tropical depression or a post-tropical system, or a low pressure system, essentially, is what it will be. Let's take a look and see how far west those showers look to come. Here's the right now, as you see on the future radar. I put this into motion. You can see, watch to the right side of your screen. Here we go into this afternoon. We'll begin to see some light rain taking over parts of eastern Kentucky, just a general cities area of far eastern Tennessee, parts of North Carolina. Then that not only the cloud cover that I told you about, the outer cloud bands of Ian, but the rains will start to move in toward I-75 this evening and into the day on Saturday. But here's the thing. We've got high pressure to the west of this, which is going to help block a lot of this rain from Ian spreading even more west. Some of you along and east of I-65 tomorrow night into early Sunday could get maybe a sprinkle, maybe a brief shower. But the really rainy weather is going to be along and east of I-75, as you can see into Sunday. Well, that just heads right on out of here. And there will be some leftover clouds, maybe some sprinkles on Sunday as you head towards Somerset and Lexington and Richmond and Pikeville and Middlesboro and some of those locations. Here, it's just going to be really difficult to get anything out of this, even though this model is trying to show that we could get a sprinkle or two. I think that's going to be it. So those of you that are doing roller coaster, which started yesterday, runs through tomorrow, along the Cordell Hull Highway, you still may get a shower, but it's not going to be that much. And then this whole thing is out of here by late Sunday into Monday. So the rain chances have come down from what was previously posted. And that's because of the movement of Ian that you see back there on the radar over my shoulder this morning, which is battering the Carolinas. You know, here's the thing. We could use some rain. It's been awfully dry. In fact, the Kentucky Drought Monitor haven't shown this in a while because we've been pretty well caught up on rain, but you can see through parts of western Kentucky, kind of a moderate drought in the extreme western part of the state over toward the land between the lakes, and then even into central Kentucky and parts of our area. It's that first level abnormally dry. So we need to do some catching up on rainfall, but Ian is not going to help us out. And as you see there, eastern Kentucky, even though they're going to get some rain from Ian, they really don't need the additional help as far as rainfall because they're okay for the time being. But rain chances are going to be very slim in the days to come through next week. Doesn't look like there's going to be much in the way of rain at all. And I can show you that with the map feature this morning. Let's take a look at the maps. And you see that Ian is going to make a third landfall later this morning off the coastal Carolinas. And that's where the majority of the rain is going to be, even though here's Later this evening, some of that rain, as I showed you, tries to spread into eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee. The mountains really enhance that a little bit, but then you've got this big dome of high pressure here that is just going to block a lot of this rain from coming into our area. In other words, it's so dry here that a lot of that rain will just evaporate and not even materialize in our area. The exception being a few raindrops or sprinkles, maybe a steadier rain as you get closer to I-75 to the east of us, but not 65. So here we go into Sunday, then into Monday, high pressure dominating our weather. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do begin to see a couple of systems trying to work their way in, but this is a fairly strong dome of high pressure. It's got to break down a little bit more, allowing these systems to come in. Maybe by late Thursday into Friday next week, we could get something, but that's a week away. For those of us here in southern Kentucky, another week of dry weather, that's not good. For the fire danger, that's not good for a drought situation, but it looks to be the case here for us. Next 10 days, 70s during the daytime, 40s and 50s nighttime. One warmest day that we're looking at here would be next Thursday, around 80. And that's when those fronts come in that I was showing you on the map there. And after that, look, we cool back down to, we go from 80 to 71, which means that's a cold front coming through there with some shower activity finally. But again, that is a week away. Not going to help us right now. All right, that will do it for this edition of your Friday forecast. On my way to the radio station, Sam 100.7 and the morning show from 6 to 10. I hope you'll join me for that. In the meantime, have a great weekend. God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the radio.